Welcome to Morocco. We're Luke and Sabrina, and today we are in Fez. This is our second time to this ancient city, and we're here again with our friends from Moroccan Food Tour. And today we're going to be exploring the city, which is home to the largest Medina in the world. 9,000 twisting and turning alleyways, all packed full of Moroccan street food. So we're going to have a food tour this afternoon, and then this evening we're going to go to a riad, which is a traditional Moroccan hotel, and have a very special dinner. So it's going to be a really great day. Make sure you stay tuned until the end. Let's go eat some Moroccan food. We are working our way through the Medina on our way to try our first food here in Fez. It's been almost 2 years since the last time we were here, and it's just as magical as ever. These alleys are so tight. There's so much going on. It's really vibrant, and I am hungry, so let's go eat. Our first stop here is a true hole in the wall, and he's got a couple of dairy products, and we've ordered up the traditional Moroccan yogurt here, served in a glass. It looks super, super creamy. I'm gonna try not to spill any and grab some off the top. Oh yeah, let me try this. Oh wow. It's very light, like no sourness really, and I think you put a little bit of sugar in there. It actually just kind of tastes like milk solid almost. It's more milky than tangy like yogurt, and super refreshing, served nice and cold. Right in the alleyways of the Medina. Super cool little shop.
Something really unique that you'll find in the Medinas of Fez is these doors. These are original doors, and they have two knockers essentially, one lower one and one upper one, and this is to distinguish who is visiting these homes. So the upper one will be for foreigners or guests, and it makes a louder noise. So let me knock it. And then this one is for family members, people who are familiar or who live in the home. And I'm gonna knock this one. Oh, assalamu alaikum. So that one actually makes a lighter sound so that anybody from the family, including the women, even with their head not covered, can come and answer the door.
These Medina streets are so narrow. This one's only 50 centimeters. Apparently it is the smallest of all these streets and alleys, all 9,400 about of them. And you really get to see this to understand how crazy it is. Luckily, not all of the streets are that narrow. Otherwise, after too much Moroccan food, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fit through those anymore. Next up, we are going to try some sweets. So actually next week is the start of Ramadan, and there's very famous sweets that are available around this time of year, and a huge variety of them. So we're on a street that has all kinds of different sweets, just like these. Let's go try them out.
So this is called brioche. It's a type of wheat that has been fried, covered in nuts, and then honey as well. So it should be a little bit of a crunchy snack. Let's give it a try. I was wrong. Not crunchy at all. That is totally saturated with honey, and it's become really soft, really thick. Oh yeah. There's also a lot of cinnamon on there as well. That is very sweet. That was good. Shukran. This is Chebakia, and this is a treat from Fez, but it's also similar to jalebi. Similar concept. Let's give this one a try. Oh wow, that is sticky. Oh yeah, this is a sweet lover's paradise. Okay, Okay, our next treat is called brewat, and this is a phyllo dough, sort of triangle, that has almonds stuffed inside. It has been fried, covered in honey and cinnamon. Oh wow. Yep. What I love about that is that fruity taste from the almond. That is amazing. So sweet though. Okay, so this next traditional cookie is all made of sesames, and it looks like the babouche traditional shoe here in Morocco. So that's what they call it. That's what it translates to anyway. Tons of sesame seeds in there. Super crunchy, super nutty, totally different than the other ones. Oh, wow, I'm having a sugar crash already, but there's another sweet stall that we do want to stop at. It's coming close to Ramadan, so a lot of the Medina stalls actually transition into selling different sweets so that people can stock up and bring them home for Ramadan. So yeah, we're going to find that next sweet shop now. Try some more sweets.
نوجد لوز جبان زنجان
Shukran. So we are at a very interesting stall right now for another traditional candy, halwa mulhedris. I hope I am saying that right. This stall is one of the most famous and oldest in Fez selling this traditional kind of candy, almost like a halwa or a nougat. And we have a couple different kinds. They're all handmade. I've got almonds, peanuts, all here, pretty natural, all handmade and hand cut. So this is actually quite light in flavor, really crunchy from those almonds, but not too sweet. Anyone can eat something like this and enjoy it. That's really good. The next kind we're gonna try is the peanuts, and this stall's really interesting because he actually supplies the whole Medina with this kind of halwa. So yeah, he's like the original guy. Yep. So natural tasting. That was really good.
Shukran. Oh, thank you. Shukran.
So we have had our fill of sweets today. That was awesome halwa. Right now we're just gonna go explore everything that the Medina has to offer. This is real rosewater. Oh wow. Smells beautiful.
So snails are a very popular dish here in Morocco, and we just found a guy that's actually selling all the live snails. Look at them all. Tons of them.
Shukran. So of course, gotta have the olives here in Morocco. They are top-notch quality.
Oh, thank you. Shukran.
Super garlicky. That is delicious.
There's a lot going on in the Medina, and one of the most interesting stalls is the camel stall. So they've always got a camel head or two hanging up here, and then check this out too. This is fat right from the hump of the camel. So we're actually gonna buy some meat, take it to one of the barbecue shops, and try out some camel barbecue.
Spices deep.
Human.
So we got some of the camel meat ground with a bunch of different spices, some herbs, and it's a really, really red, muscular looking meat. As you can imagine, these things are huge. Looks good. Shukran, thank you.
Welcome.
We literally just walked 30 seconds down the street from the camel meat shop to the barbecue shop where we're gonna have the camel kebabs. You use for your hair?
Yeah, you.
For you?
Not me. I am
bald. Well, works for the kebabs.
Hop la la.
So he took that ground camel meat and kind of took them into little balls and put them right on a charcoal fire using a fan and a hairdryer to really grill them up. And we have the final product right here. There are these little camel kebabs covered with a little bit of chili and packed full of tons of herbs. And of course I've got bread. So I'm gonna take a little piece of bread and then grab a piece of, oh, it's super soft and very juicy feeling. And then we've got the harissa, which is the kind of, oh, I dropped my whole thing in there. That's okay. I'll grab it right in. It's a spicy sauce, spicy chili sauce. Let's try that. It's gonna be spicy, I think. That is super, super good. Yum. That is surprisingly juicy. It's just completely gushing with camel juices, and it's really, really smoky. It's a little bit spicy with the harissa, but it's not as spicy as some of the other ones we've tried in Morocco. We've got a little friend over here that really wants some camel. You want some camel? Look at this platter of camel meat. Honestly, it doesn't taste that much different than the beef or, you know, anything like that, lamb, but maybe a little bit of a gaminess coming. I think I can actually taste the hump. I'm just kidding. Oh, it is really good. Really juicy. Oh, we got more cats now. Look.
Hello.
What goes better with camel meat than a nice mint tea? This one is very, very minty and not so sweet, just how I like it. And the owner's super friendly here. He just brought us out a little sample plate of a couple of the other things he offers. So he's got some turkey sausages, some turkey breast meat, and I think this one's beef. So I'm just gonna try a little piece of this turkey here just by itself. Oh man, it's so smoky. Wow, it's ridiculously, ridiculously smoky. Firm meat, spiced up really nicely. Doesn't get better than that. This is our second time to Fes, and that was my second time ever eating camel meat, and the first time was also in Fes. So Fes is very famous for its camel meat. You should try it. It's definitely not as intimidating as it may sound. It's very similar to beef or lamb, and I think we're gonna head back to the Riyadh. Might make a little stop on the way home. So we're right by the gate, and there's this man selling cactus fruit. It's a very popular little stall. There's a couple different kinds, and this is the more purple kind. So he just freshly got one for me. Guy with a toothpick, and wow, look at the color of that. It is dark, dark purple, even more purple than dragon fruit. Oh, sour. There's little hard seeds. Eat them? Oh wow, they're really hard seeds. So I guess you don't chew up those seeds. They get a little too hard. You might break your tooth. It's really sweet and sour at the same time. Refreshing. It is actually almost like dragon fruit, but more sour. Except for the little balls in there. Wow, interesting.
It also turns your teeth purple.
Oh yeah?
Wow. It's a mouthful.
Beautiful. So it's kind of just stand here and eat as many as you can. All you can eat buffet. Cactus fruit. Are good. All right, that's enough snacking for today. The sun's just going down. We're gonna jump in a truck and head to the Riyadh.
Hop in. Here we go.
So we've made it back to the Riyadh. This is a really cool place. You definitely want to try to stay at a Riyadh when you're visiting Morocco. This one's called Riyadh Jardin Shifa, and it's got the traditional tiling, almost mosaic style. And we have this beautiful garden here with some fresh oranges, and they're going to be preparing us a special meal that they still haven't told us what it is yet, so I'm excited to find out. So we just walked in the kitchen to find out what we're having for dinner, and it's a very traditional Fez style dish of stuffed beef spleen. So there's minced beef meat and some liver, all kinds of different spices. There's some eggs, some olives, and then she's gonna mix it all together and actually stuff it into the spleen, and then it bakes for about an hour, hour and a half. But I've definitely never heard of this dish, so I'm interested to try it out. So the spleen has been stuffed, and it took way more to fill that thing than I thought it was going to, and she's sewing it up closed now. This honestly looks like some kind of mad scientist experiment or something, but I'm assured that this is a traditional Fez dish. So interesting. I've never seen anything quite like this. After she finished sewing up the stuffed spleen, she covered it in a little bit of tin foil, and that's gonna go right into the oven for at least an hour and a half, probably more like 2, and then we're gonna have to let it sit for a little bit so we have some time to wait. We're gonna have some tea, of course, while we wait. Oh man, this tea, mint tea, Moroccan mint tea, worth it for the trip to Morocco alone. It's always so, so good. Wow. So I'm here with the owner of the Riyadh and Mohammed, and we have this incredible, incredible meal here. There's so many different Fez dishes, and I'm definitely gonna need the expert help on identifying everything.
Yeah, so what we have here is just a lentil appetizer. We have here some caramelized pumpkin.
Oh,
this is like a sweet appetizer. We have, of course, the famous pastilla.
Okay, it almost looks like a donut.
Yes,
without the hole.
This is an individual pastilla.
And what is inside? Is it chicken?
Chicken and almonds.
Okay.
So it's sweet and savory at the same time. This is something interesting.
Yeah,
maybe
that
for
looks
you.
interesting.
Yes.
I think that I can see some brain.
Yeah, it's brain cooked in a tomato sauce, of course, with all the good herbs and all that.
And what about this one here? This is really interesting looking.
Yeah, this is just a cucumber, like shredded cucumber with some thyme. So we have here al-baqula, which is watercress, watercress or Swiss chards.
Yeah, and then some olives and
some olives and preserved
lemon,
lemon, of course. And here,
some
just
carrots.
Yeah, saute carrots.
And of course, the pièce de résistance.
It's a meatloaf.
It's a meatloaf.
Yeah, but yeah, this is a stuffed beef spleen with some minced beef and
liver and all kinds of herbs,
and
spices, and it really almost looks like it's crispy on the outside.
Yeah.
So I took about, I think, 2 hours to cook.
2 hours to be baked. Yeah.
Wow, this looks good. So let's dig in. All right, let's try it. I think I gotta go for some of the filling and some of the spleen.
Yeah,
oh yeah, I got a big piece here. Yeah,
Very interesting.
the spleen is a little chewy, but the inside is very soft.
Yeah.
It's a very contrast in textures. The spleen is really chewy. I actually thought it was going to be a little bit crispy, but it's actually quite chewy. But the inside is very smooth. You can taste the liver in there, but it's not overpowering. The spices blended in really well. It's actually not a very strong flavored dish, but it's very hearty. And we have so many more things to try. One thing that I'm really happy is that this is a Fez specialty dish that is only served on very special occasions. So it's a really rare thing for us to try. So a huge thank you to the family here for cooking this for us and having us for dinner. We're gonna dig in and try the rest of these side dishes now. So we have these beautiful pumpkin little balls here that are served cold and a sweet dish. Wow. It's like a pumpkin pie filling, exactly. Very, very good. So we have this brain dish, which is always intriguing. It's been fried, sauteed in a little bit of, well, actually quite a bit of tomatoes. And look at that. Ooh, let's try. You can't even taste the brain. It's just so creamy. It's the same texture as the tomato sauce. It completely melts. Very, very tart from the tomatoes. And a little bit of saltiness in there as well. This is the bakula. It's the Swiss chards. There's a lot more than meets the eye with this dish. All of these dishes are very particular to Fez, which is such an interesting thing. We're definitely not going to find similar dishes like this outside of Fez, so you got to try them when you're here.
Guys, check out this slice. The first one always crumbles a little bit, but once you get to the midsection, you get these nice full cuts like this. Let's go in for a bite. My mouth is watering. I can't even tell you how good this smells. Try to get a little bit of the spleen as well. Wow. So flavorful. So full of spices. What an incredible dinner, and of course we have to end things with dessert, and it couldn't be more extravagant. So what do we have?
This is a very special dessert actually. It's called al-halwa al-filaliya. It's like mashed chebakia, similar to these.
Sweets.
Crushed, and they top it with some like traditional butter, like farm butter.
Yep.
And of course some almonds.
Of course, yep. Yeah. And then also we have this sort of custard.
Yes.
Yep, with fruit. We have bananas inside and the custard on the bottom, so that looks really good. Served cold. And then of course, the most beautiful plate of strawberries I've ever seen. Like, look how plump these are and so red. All right, so we're going in for a bite, and we're supposed to take just a little scoop of butter. And then a scoop right in the middle. Oh, a nice big one. Cheers.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets better as you go.
Wow, to say I'm stuffed is an understatement. That was a huge meal. I want to say, first of all, huge thank you to the Riyadh Jardin Chifra. You can check them out down in the description box if you're looking for an amazing place to stay here in Fez.
Highly recommend
Yeah,
it.
the riad is beautiful and the food is delicious.
Yep.
And also a huge thank you to our friends at Moroccan Food Tour. If you guys want to book your own food tour or any kind of tour around Morocco, hit them up down in the description box. And what was your favorite thing we had today, Sabrina?
Wow, I would have to say the stuffed spleen blew my mind. So many different spices and textures, and it just was amazing.
Let us
So
know down
special.
below what you guys thought looked
Yeah.
the best. And honestly, I think those camel kebabs for me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they were super, super juicy.
A
and
lot
good.
of unique food today.
Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure if you haven't subscribed, hit the bell icon so you're notified. And we'll see you on the next episode of Chopstick Travel from Morocco soon. Bye.
Bye.